Today's video begins with a surge of conversation sweeping across the entire Iraqi dinar community, and whether you're a long-time holder or someone who follows financial rumors for insight, what you're about to hear is sparking some of the biggest discussions we've seen in months. Over the last 24 hours, social groups, forums, chat threads, and IQD focused communities have exploded with one headline: Phase 2 rumors just launched. 60-hour exchange window. Now, before we go any deeper, let me say this clearly: these claims are not official, not confirmed by any Iraqi bank, and not recognized by any government authority. But the chatter is so intense, so widespread, and so fast-moving that it has become impossible to ignore. Many holders are asking whether there is any truth behind the phrase Phase 2, whether a countdown is really being discussed, and whether the community should prepare in any specific way. That's exactly what we're breaking down today. Not hype, not promises, but analysis of the buzz, what people believe is happening, and what holders should realistically keep in mind as these rumors spread. Right now, the term Phase 2 is circulating all over dinar groups, and many people are interpreting it as a sign that some kind of transition, update, or next step is happening within the community. But here's the important part: there has been no official announcement confirming any phase, and no institution has publicly stated that something called Phase 2 has begun. However, rumors travel fast, especially when they appear during moments of economic pressure, currency reform discussions, or political developments in Iraq. Holders online believe that Phase 2 symbolizes a deeper stage of financial movement, possibly related to banking updates, digital platform improvements, or internal planning. Whether these assumptions are true or simply hopeful interpretations is unknown. What we do know is that large communities become energized whenever they see patterns, timing cycles, or news from Iraq that they believe may align with their expectations. So today, we're going to unpack what the community believes Phase 2 means, why people think it matters, and how to approach these discussions responsibly. Understanding the psychology behind community excitement is just as important as understanding the rumors themselves. One of the biggest claims circulating right now is this idea of a 60-hour exchange window countdown. Again, this is not confirmed, this is not official, and it is not backed by any published financial document. But the rumor has gained traction for one simple reason: people love countdowns. Countdowns feel concrete, they feel urgent, they create the impression that something big is scheduled to happen at a specific time, and in the world of currency speculation, countdowns have always fueled emotional reactions, especially when the community has waited for years. So why is the current rumor gaining so much attention? Many holders believe that recent banking activity, technological upgrades, and new digital payment systems in Iraq could indicate preparation for something larger. Whether this is valid interpretation or just community excitement is impossible to say. The responsible approach is recognizing that countdowns online are usually unverified, but they do reflect one thing clearly: the community is paying very close attention to any signal, whether real or perceived. Today we're analyzing the rumor itself, why people believe it, and what holders should keep in perspective. Let's talk about why these rumors catch fire so quickly. The Iraqi dinar community is one of the most active, hopeful, and tightly connected financial groups online. Years of waiting create a natural desire for updates, and every small piece of news can feel like a major breakthrough. Many holders watch for patterns: political decisions, banking reforms, currency announcements, and economic speeches. When 2 or 3 unrelated events happen near the same time, people often link them together and assume they mean something bigger. This is called pattern association, and it's common across all financial speculation groups. So when people started saying, Phase 2 has begun, many others immediately interpreted this as part of a larger picture, even without official confirmation. But the wise approach is always the same: observe the rumor. Understand why it is spreading, but don't assume it reflects real financial policy. What matters most is separating excitement from verified information, and that's exactly what we're doing today as we continue breaking down how this rumor gained such momentum so quickly. Now let's shift to what holders are actually talking about when they mention Phase 2. Many in the community believe Phase 1 represented years of groundwork, monitoring the Iraqi financial system, watching government reforms, and following banking updates. Phase 2, according to rumor, is seen as the stage where things begin to accelerate or become more serious. But again, this is community interpretation only, not official policy. Some believe Phase 2 refers to digital banking advancements. Some think it's about consolidation of currency procedures, and others think it simply means increased public attention. The truth is that when no clear official definitions exist, communities fill the gap with their own explanations. That's why it's so important to stay grounded. While analyzing these conversations is valuable, holders should be careful not to act on unproven claims or assume that any phase represents something guaranteed. Instead, consider it part of the ongoing dinar commentary ecosystem, an evolving conversation influenced by hope, speculation, and interpretation rather than confirmed financial timelines. The idea of a 60-hour countdown is particularly powerful because it creates urgency. Many people online are talking about preparing their notes, organizing documents, checking identification, and getting ready for a possible exchange window. While preparing documents is not harmful, it's essential to avoid acting on instructions that come from unofficial sources. No bank has issued any public notice requiring holders to prepare for a 60-hour window. No institution has confirmed any exchange schedule, and no verified authority has stated that an RV or revaluation is occurring within any specific time frame. What we can analyze is why people feel the need to prepare. After years of waiting, any suggestion of a countdown can trigger excitement and a fear of missing out. So while it's fine to stay organized for personal financial management, it's equally important to avoid making decisions driven by unverified claims. Today's script aims to help holders stay informed, not misled. As community conversations intensify, one question keeps appearing everywhere. If this rumor is circulating so widely, does that mean something real is happening behind the scenes? This is a common reaction whenever speculation begins trending across multiple platforms. When thousands of holders repeat the same terms, like Phase 2 or 60-hour window, it creates the illusion of confirmation. But repetition does not equal validation. It simply means a rumor is popular. What holders should understand is that financial updates, if legitimate, always come through official channels. Not social media messages, not chatroom screenshots, and not anonymous posts. However, the very fact that the community is discussing these ideas so intensely gives us insight into the sentiment among holders. There is anticipation, excitement, and a strong desire for forward movement. That emotional energy fuels rumor cycles. So the smart takeaway is this: interest is high, engagement is high, but verified information remains limited. By separating the emotional wave from the actual facts, holders can stay grounded and avoid being swept into false urgency. That is exactly what responsible financial awareness requires today. Another major part of today's community buzz is speculation about the banks. Some holders believe that internal banking upgrades, new digital systems, or increased activity at certain branches may indicate preparation for something larger. But again, this is interpretation, not confirmation. Banks update their systems for hundreds of reasons, from cybersecurity improvements to digital platform maintenance to regulatory compliance. None of these actions automatically signal a currency event. What matters more is how quickly stories spread when someone notices a change. One person might see a busy bank lobby, another might notice a new app interface, and within hours the community turns it into speculation. This phenomenon happens globally across multiple currencies and investment groups. The responsible approach is simple: observe changes, but never assume they mean more than what is publicly confirmed. Banks will always make official announcements before any significant financial shift. Until then, all interpretations remain purely speculative conversations. Still, these conversations do show us something valuable: IQD holders are paying close attention, and their interest in every detail reflects the desire for clarity and progress. Let's break down the psychological impact of countdown rumors. Human psychology is wired to respond strongly to the idea of a ticking clock. It triggers urgency, focus, and emotional investment. In other words, countdowns feel real, even when they're not based on confirmed information. In many financial communities, countdown rumors spread rapidly because they give people something concrete to anticipate. But the danger is that a countdown can create unnecessary stress or make holders feel rushed to act. That is why we repeat this important message: there is no official 60-hour exchange window, no confirmed timeline, and no recognized authority issuing such a countdown. Instead, this appears to be a community-generated rumor that has gained momentum due to emotional impact. The smart reaction is remaining calm, organized, and rational. Preparing documents for personal financial organization is fine, but never because a rumor told you to do so urgently. Understanding the emotional mechanics behind countdown rumors helps holders stay grounded and avoid unnecessary panic. That is essential for making clear financial decisions. Today's community excitement also brings up deeper questions about how information spreads in the IQD world. Many people rely on online groups for updates, but those groups often function like echo chambers. One person posts something, others repeat it, and within hours it feels like everyone is saying the same thing. Even if the claim started with a misunderstanding or an unverified message, echo chambers amplify rumors far beyond their original source. This is why so many holders today are repeating terms like phase 2 and exchange window. Even though none of these phrases have been formally defined by any official institution, understanding echo chambers is vital for safe participation in financial communities. Always ask, where did this information originate? Is it verified? Is it based on official communication or personal speculation? When you approach community conversations with these questions, you protect yourself from misinformation and avoid being influenced by the emotional momentum of rumors. And in a moment like this, where excitement is extremely high, critical thinking is more important than ever. Let's talk about the idea of being prepared, because this is one part of community discussion that can be translated into something useful without relying on rumors. While no confirmed exchange window exists, it is always smart for individuals to keep their financial documents organized. Identification, bank account information, and personal records should always be up to date for everyday financial needs. This isn't about responding to a rumored deadline, it's about being organized in general. Many holders are discussing note verification, document preparation, and financial planning because these topics naturally surface during times of speculation. Instead of reacting to rumors, consider this an opportunity to examine your personal financial readiness in a balanced way. Think of it as housekeeping, not a countdown. Staying organized is beneficial regardless of whether any exchange event ever occurs. And by focusing on practical, non-rumor-based steps, holders can avoid emotional stress while still improving their overall financial preparedness. Now, let's dig deeper into what many people think Phase 2 symbolizes. Not as confirmed reality, but as a community belief. For some holders, Phase 2 is interpreted as the idea that Iraq is moving toward a stronger financial position. For others, it represents a shift in public awareness about the currency. And for some, it simply means they believe we are entering a new cycle of speculation. The truth is, without official definitions, Phase 2 remains a symbolic term rather than a confirmed program. But analyzing these interpretations shows us something important. Holders are looking for signs of forward progress. They are watching the economy, studying reforms, tracking political speeches, and following banking updates. Even if the term, Phase 2, is unofficial, the desire for progress is real. This emotional need often shapes how the community interprets unrelated events. Understanding this dynamic helps prevent false assumptions. It allows holders to stay hopeful without becoming dependent on unverified narratives. Let's address the global angle for a moment. Rumors in the Iraqi dinar community never stay contained. They spread internationally. People from different countries amplify the same claims, repost the same messages, and repeat the same phrases. This global repetition increases the illusion that something big is happening. But again, global repetition does not equal global confirmation. What it really shows is how interconnected these communities are and how quickly speculation can travel. It also highlights the importance of relying only on official announcements, because misinformation spreads far faster than facts. In the current wave of rumors, people from multiple regions are asking about the alleged 60-hour window. but the truth remains unchanged. No official institution has confirmed anything resembling a countdown. Still, analyzing the global spread of such rumors helps holders understand the broader dynamics influencing the conversation. It reminds us to stay cautious, stay informed, and avoid jumping to conclusions based on message volume rather than verified accuracy. Many holders are also discussing the possibility of increased bank activity as a sign of something larger approaching. But let's break that down realistically. Banks handle multiple operations every day. Fluctuations in traffic, staff meetings, system updates, or customer volume are normal parts of banking operations worldwide. None of these activities inherently signal a currency event. However, the dinar community often watches banks closely, looking for patterns or unusual timing. This is understandable, but it also leads to misinterpretation. People might see normal activity and assume it has hidden meaning. That's why it's important to step back and evaluate these observations rationally. Banks will issue clear public statements before any major currency action. They will not rely on speculation or secret activity. So while it's valuable to stay aware, avoid assigning meaning where none has been confirmed. That's part of staying grounded and realistic during rumor cycles like the one happening right now. Let's talk about what holders should not do during rumor spikes. First, avoid making rushed financial decisions. Rumors create pressure, and pressure leads to mistakes. Second, avoid sharing personal information with anyone claiming to have inside access. There are many scams built around speculation communities, and maintaining privacy is essential. Third, avoid assuming that repeat messages equal truth. Many people repeat what they hear without verification. The safest approach is to observe the conversation without becoming emotionally dependent on it. Remember, financial decisions should always be based on verified information, not community speculation. By staying aware, you protect yourself and avoid falling into the traps that often appear during moments of heightened excitement. This is one of the most important lessons for anyone participating in speculative markets. Now let's look at why speculation peaks at certain times. Rumors often surface during periods of political change, economic reform, or new financial legislation, because people expect these events to influence currency value. Even if the connection is not real, the timing encourages speculation. Right now, many holders believe that internal activity in Iraq or international economic changes may be setting the stage for something significant. Whether or not that is true, understanding the timing helps explain why rumor cycles intensify. Communities often look for meaning in moments that feel transitional. Recognizing this pattern helps holders stay emotionally balanced and avoid assuming that every period of change equals immediate financial impact. Instead, treat speculation as discussion, not instruction. Another part of today's rumor wave is the belief that notifications may allegedly roll out to certain holders. But once again, there is no confirmed system, no verified notification plan, and no institution has announced such a step. The idea of notifications is a recurring rumor in many financial communities because people hope to be personally informed if something major happens. But in real financial systems, announcements are always public, not private. They are made through official channels, not selective communication. So while it is understandable that the community is hopeful, it is important to remember that no private notification system has been confirmed. Staying grounded in reality is essential for avoiding disappointment or confusion. Let's analyze why the phrase, exchange window, is so attractive to holders. It suggests a moment of opportunity, a specific timeframe where action feels urgent. But as of today, there is no confirmed exchange window, no official schedule, and no recognized authority connecting any timeline to the Iraqi dinar. The idea of an exchange window exists only in community speculation, not documented financial policy. But the popularity of the phrase tells us something important. Holders want clarity. They want timelines, definitions, steps, and confirmation, things that remove uncertainty. When no official timeline exists, communities create their own. That's why rumors take the form of countdowns or windows. Understanding this helps holders avoid emotional reactions to unverified buzz. Community excitement today is also driven by the idea that something might finally be happening after years of waiting. Long waits naturally intensify reactions to any rumor. But waiting does not mean validation. Rumors become appealing because they offer hope in moments of uncertainty. That's why it is so important to evaluate information critically. Ask yourself, has any official institution made this announcement? Are there verified documents? Is the source reliable? If the answer is no, then the claim remains speculative conversation, not confirmed update. Staying mindful of this distinction protects holders from emotional decision making and keeps expectations grounded in reality. This is the safest way to navigate periods of heightened speculation. Let's shift towards something more constructive. Even though today's rumor cycle isn't based on confirmed information, it highlights something useful for holders: the importance of staying informed, organized, and financially aware. Instead of reacting to countdown rumors, focus on understanding how currency markets work, how banking processes function, and how to protect yourself from misinformation. Use community discussions as an opportunity to educate yourself, not as pressure to act. This mindset gives you strength, clarity, and resilience. When you approach rumors with knowledge rather than emotion, you remain in control and avoid being misled by speculation. Empowering yourself with accurate understanding is the healthiest way to navigate the IQD world. As we get close to wrapping up today's breakdown, let's revisit the core message. The terms, Phase 2 and 60-hour window, are community-generated buzz, not official financial developments. The excitement is real, the conversations are intense, and the speculation is widespread, but without verified confirmation, these remain rumors. However, analyzing them helps holders understand the emotional cycles that shape financial communities. It reminds us to stay cautious, stay informed, and stay grounded. These discussions can be interesting and energizing, but they should never replace verified facts or official announcements. By maintaining awareness and practicing responsible thinking, holders can participate in conversations without being misled by them. In closing, today's surge of discussion about Phase 2 and a rumored 60-hour exchange window reflects the ongoing hope and engagement inside the IQD community, but it does not represent confirmed information. What we've done today is break down the rumor, analyze why it spread, understand the psychology behind it, and highlight the importance of separating speculation from reality. If you're an IQD holder, stay calm, stay informed, and rely only on official updates from credible institutions. Conversations can be exciting, but decisions must be grounded in verified facts, not emotional momentum. If any legitimate financial development ever occurs, it will be announced publicly through official channels, not through rumors or countdowns. Until then, stay patient, stay aware, and stay financially safe. And as always, we will continue monitoring community discussions, separating fact from speculation, and helping you stay grounded through every wave of information. Thanks for watching, stay informed, and stay smart.